Let's continue our adventure in math. Today is our challenge day. We're going to take everything we've learned up to this point and we're going to apply it into these inequality problems. So let's take a look at this one. This looks difficult compared to most of the things that we've worked on so far this year, but we still go through the same process that we always have been going through. So we're going to start on the side that has our variable, and we can see that we have a division bar here, and so we're going to have to divide, but I have a single number on the bottom and I have 2 on the top, and so in order for us to set this up, what this means is this 4 applies to both parts of that. So I'm going to want to rewrite this, and I'm going to want to put that 4 under the first set of terms, and I'm going to want to put that 4 under the second set of terms. Now everything else is going to stay the same. And I'm actually going to do that division. That's part of our order of operations. Well, I don't need to change this into a decimal. It would actually be harder for us to work this problem if it was. So I'm just going to keep that as -5/4s. And lots of kids will think that's an improper fraction. Well, we don't really know if it's an improper fraction because we don't know what s is. So we don't know really if this top number is smaller than this bottom number. But I do know that if I take 8 divided by 4, I get 2. And that's simplified quite a bit, and I still have my other side. Now, I need to do multi-steps in solving these, and just like we did with our equations, we're going to back our way out of the order of operation. So the first thing I need to do is I need to get rid of this -2 so that I can get this s by itself. So I'm going to use the inverse operation of subtraction, which is addition, but whatever I do on one side, I need to do on the other. Now these are going to cancel out, and I'm left with -5/4s. I'm just going to bring down this greater than or equal to, and -22 plus 2 gives me -20. Now, I'm still not done because I need to get this s by itself, but I see it has this negative sign. So I know that I'm going to need to reverse that direction of that inequality because that negative means take the opposite. So I'm going to come down and I'm going to take it from being greater than or equal to less than or equal to. And I just do that first so that I don't forget to do that in the end. Now, I'm going to be getting rid of this -5/4. So I'm going to multiply by what is called the reciprocal. And the reciprocal means that we're going to just take this fraction, and whatever was the denominator goes to the numerator, whatever was the numerator goes to the denominator. Now some kids are wondering, well, why? Well, whenever you multiply a fraction by its reciprocal, you always get a numerator and a denominator that are the same number, and we know that when we divide that, that always equals 1, and that's our goal. We want one of those variables. So I know that these canceled each other out because they were equal to 1, and I'm just left with s on that side. But remember, whatever you do on one side, you have to do on the other side. So I'm also going to multiply by -4/5 on this side. Now lots of kids are thinking, oh my gosh, this looks hard. It's really not that hard. We know that a negative times a negative is a positive, so I don't have to worry about that. I like to reduce along my diagonals. So I can see that I could divide this by 5 and I could divide that by 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1, 20 divided by 5 is 4. That takes care of that. And I know that 4 times 4 is 16. So I know that my answer is all numbers that are less than or equal to 16. Now it's still an inequality, and there's an infinite number of solutions. So what I need to do is I need to go draw my number line, I need to put my 16 in the middle, and I need to have one number on both sides. I know that it's a closed circle, and I read it from the direction of my variable. All numbers that are less than or equal to 16, my less than numbers are this direction, and there's my answer. So now it's your turn.